Oh, nothing. Just hoping that I'm online with the market this week. Oh my god. Did you see my trade last Friday? I was I was the exact opposite of the market in a big way. All right, I gotta finish setting up my thing here. I wasn't gonna bring it up. That's a tough loss. News candles are very annoying when you're on the opposite side. I mean, was it a news candle? I feel like it was just, because we've been going up so much, it was bound to correct. But I was one tick away from getting filled in from the beginning, and then because I didn't get filled in, I decided to wait until the dump. It was just a bad string of events. That was so funny. I was busy at the moment with work, didn't see that. I lost it when I was. Yeah, tell me about it, man. I was like, yes, finally it's coming back down. I'm gonna get tagged in and get out for 6 ticks. And boy was I wrong. Why is my workspace locked? I don't want it to be locked. Oh my god, I lost everything, huh? Good morning, Philosopher. What's up, Tris? Or was it just I feel like it was just volatility. We've been just going up one way all morning. So when it did come down, it was going to come down hard, and I was part of that. Trying to figure out how to do this. Give me 1 second, guys. My quant tower got all reset, so I have to redo everything. Alright, we're back. Pretty sure I'm close to losing this Lucid Direct too, which is unfortunate, but you know what? At this point, I'm over it. I'm over juggling three platforms. So if I lose this, I'm gonna just stick to topstep and Trading. How do I do the bind? Here we go. Create bind. And then we're gonna do limit 611 and then 2 lots. All right. And then I need to hook this up. Pre-allocation 1. Good morning, Sage. Friday, I learned that I should probably stay out of the market when we're in price discovery. Yeah. Well, at least right now we're not. But we're about to get up there. We're about to close the gap. All right, who's ready to buy S&P 500 with me right now at market open? Here we go. On my Robinhood. Oh, wait. Do I already have an order in? I probably do, yeah. All right, market's open. I think we'll close the gap. Oh, I guess we already did. So now what? Now what is the question? Excuse me. Good morning, Kevin. ATR is slowly climbing. We're still under 3. I'm just chilling. Alright, let's spam the like button, guys. Let's get at least 1 like on this awesome stream. Alright, 1 like. I love it. Alright, let's give this out. It's been 2 weeks, right? Yeah, I think so. I swear my membership gifting, like, I don't know, avoids all the regulars for some reason. Didn't realize I hadn't been doing that. Sorry about it. It's alright. You don't have to do it. It helps you and your channel. Helps me. Oh, your channel helps me. I want to. Okay, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not very good at reminding people because I feel like it's forced in a way. I want to earn it instead of like, oh, make sure you do. Make sure you like. Cut that long for 3 ticks on 1 mini. Man. I feel like today is a good orb day again. Not crazy reversals yet. Until like right now. Man, you're going back and forth. Scalping like crazy. I back tested orb for the last 5 months. It hits over 70% of the time at 50%. What's the risk reward ratio on that? Like how much are you risking to get to 50? We're kind of dumping hard here. Are we coming back down? What's up, Daryl? That's a Buffalo question. I'm still trying to understand. Use one contract at a time. Well, I'm asking like what your stop loss is gonna be. Um, like you know your target of 50%, but what are you risking? What's your stop loss? 50%? Okay, maybe it's something about orb that I don't understand. We can ask Buffalo if he gets here. He works super late. He probably won't pop in today. Okay. I mean, we'll ask him if he, comes later. Like, not today. There's a lot of different strategy with the orb, but a lot of people will set their stop loss at midpoint and then target 2 to 1. The rules, as I understand them, set the entry point just the outside of the first 15-minute candle range. Said take profit at 50 or 100 with 50% stop loss. Okay. I mean, all I care about is, with the 70% win rate, if it's 2 to 1, then that's like amazing. That's all I wanted to say. Because like 70% sounds like what I have right now, but it's definitely not 2 to 1. It's like 1 to 2. Like the negative risk reward. When Buffalo goes for 100, he sets his stop loss at 0. 1% to cover cost. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's see if I get a setup here before 10 a.m. If we keep going up, I might get something. Time to get back in it. The market does not pause for you. I created a whole Excel sheet with breakdowns from when it hit profit percent or loss. If it hit 50 but missed 100%, set candle points and potential profits. Yeah, I mean that's how you do it. That's how you backtest. See if you can find any creative ways to retain the profits. Even if it doesn't hit your TP, see if there's a way to either break even or be able to take profits so you don't miss out. So I'm always hesitant when people say there's a 70% win rate mechanical strategy. Because if that's true, Wall Street with all the resources and power in the world would have already automated it. Let me try to think. I think both can be true. It could be correct that it's a 70% win rate in a very short period of time, like let's say within a year. But does that win rate stay consistent throughout decades? Probably not. So both can be true. So the strategy isn't profitable long term enough that Wall Street isn't going to automate that. It's not worth it. But also, it's good enough for retail to take advantage of it while it works out until it doesn't. You're brave, man. You're brave, philosopher, trying to short this consolidation. My testing only goes back to December. Yeah. I mean, I'm always in pursuit of finding something long term, but I feel like I'm getting burned in the process. One other thing, not all strategies work out when you scale up. That's true too. Yeah. Maybe orb doesn't work if you have like 2,000 contracts. You know, the volume that the big whales or market makers try to. So, this is under my market view that future price is not dependent on previous arbitrary candle structure patterns. I fall under the idea that position management and predictable high volume can give a slight edge over randomness. Yeah, I think that's still valid. You know, since it is random, if you assume that the market is random, it's only your discretion can give you that edge. That makes sense. But it's a double-edged sword because you yourself could, even though you're right, if you're like the perfect trader and you know exactly what you're doing, that discretion will give you the edge, but that same discretion can hinder you at the same time because, you know, we're humans, we make mistakes, we have biases that aren't objectively true. If the trend continues, it'll bring me enough to pay all my bills. Yeah, I think, you know, you gotta take advantage of the leverage that you get. As long as you make more than you lose, it's all worthwhile practice. All these strategies we find patterns in can and do work, but it's only correlation, not causation. So sure, you could make money, but I'd never say that candle pattern is why. Yeah. I mean, if it's causation, you wouldn't lose at all ever, right? But because sometimes you lose, sometimes that's why it's like a correlation, like it's a probability game. And depending on your risk parameter, like if the probability is like, is it more than likely than not to happen, then that's good enough. That's good enough for me to enter a trade. A strategy that can lift your equity curve, knowing how to minimize and contain damage, is the best manual retail trading can do for long-term sustainability. Yeah. All right, I'm getting something here. 2.5. It's not crazy. Yeah. Right now, I'm looking for direction. It's oh my god. Just hit 10 o'clock. What's up, smooth operator? Where's the bottom of 9 a.m. candle here? Okay. So it's this whipsawing thingy. Ten a.m. reversal. Here we go. Ba, 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 ba. Oh shoot! Should have done that right now. What are ghost wicks? Are you talking about how MNQ is making a crazy wick while NQ is like okay? We're wicking pretty hard here, but so far 10 a.m. reversal is happening before our eyes. I just call it that. Maybe my stuff's lagging where it wicks like 35 points in a second. And as a viewer, the body of candle never went there. Yeah, that is weird. But we are definitely in a very volatile situation. I'm still thinking about getting in this trade. I'm still neutral right now. I'm on MNQ. It might be just my network speed. Okay. Oh yeah, today is Lucid Trading's 1 year anniversary or something, and they're gonna do a live stream at 2 p.m. Eastern. They're giving away Lucid case codes. So, Drew, I know you'd be interested in that. They're saying they're giving away Lucid case codes every 5 seconds. Maybe we'll get something. We as in affiliates. Maybe the affiliates will get something after this is over. Maybe they're keeping the codes for this stream. Is it on their Twitter? They're gonna stream on their YouTube. Lucid has been on an insane giveaway, yeah. I mean, I'm almost turning bearish for sure. Still neutral, but you know, if we keep going down, I might short. Definite divergence between ES and NQ. NQ is like super volatile, huh? Bigger peaks and yeah, it's going way up and then way down. ES is definitely more stable. All right, we're falling. Yeah. May short this. All right, never mind. Not if we bounce like this. Yeah, I'm not shorting that. We could go back down though. Setting up for a nice breakout, breakdown. I mean, we could go up from here. That was some crazy bounce, and it makes sense. Or it could be a fake out. See, if you went short at 10 a.m., it's not as clean, but we are heading down. All right, Sage, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Thank you. You too. All right, so we might go back down here. All right, we're going back down. So my short could be still possible. Mm-mm-mm. All right, let's see if this pans out here. I think we're coming down. Jeez. My entry is going to be right here, 71.49 if we keep falling down. Jeez, it's getting rippy. Be careful. All right, going back up potentially. This is a very sensitive area. You're short. All right. Looks kind of sus here though. Still neutral. We're going back up. I have to change my bias here. A lot of chop, yeah. 10 a.m., 10 a.m. price range here. I mean, maybe this setup is a dud. Maybe we're gonna range a lot before we get anything. So I have about 20-30 minutes more to look for a setup. This would be very unusual to range inside this, like 2 to 3% probability. How does NQ look? NQ looks bearish, more bearish. And definitely way more movement. Wow, if you look at YM looks like such a mess. You missed the primal entry at 71 for short. I mean, we are coming back down, so if this doesn't scream bearish, I don't know what is. Oh, you missed the 71? It looks like we tagged it. You didn't have an order set? Yeah. I mean, don't you wait for confirmations anyway? I don't know if you had the confirmation that you were looking for. Too busy flipping charts? Okay. My short is still valid here. Confirmations have now changed with this IB orb trading. Okay. Alright, we're going lower. I may take this short if we don't bounce again. We're dumping hard though. And we just might bounce again. Jeez. Really doesn't want to break down right here. Oh. So far, so good. Keeb wants to come up though. Making me nervous trying to short this. All right, so I'm gonna short this at 71.49, like right here, going for 6 ticks. Looks like we are dumping. All right, about to take this short here. What's up, David? I'm about to get in a trade here. All right, going short, 71.49. Hopefully we don't get a crazy bounce. That's all I'm hoping for. All right, going short. And I don't have a lot of time on this. I probably have about 20 minutes that I'm going to keep this alive. So if I don't get filled, oh well. This needs to go now or it's never. Well, how about you tag, how about the price just tags me in real quick and then go on its way. Hopefully we don't get any news, okay? Hopefully I don't get slipped like crazy. It is coming up though. Let's see if I get tagged. All right. It's getting rippy. Gosh. All right, I could get tagged, I think. So close, so close. Are we gonna try one more time to get up here? All right, it's coming back up. I think it wants to come up. Or not. I made an attempt. To come up here, but it's breaking down again. This wasn't an eval, I would be out already. Almost made it right here with this bounce. I was a point off, which is pretty big. We are going down. Today is my day. I mean, it's fine if I don't get in this. I'll have other chances. I have 13-minute-ish. First TP hit, nice. At this point, if it comes back up, you would still go for it, yeah. I mean, it didn't work in my favor on Friday because this is kind of what happened on Friday. Like I missed the entry by one tick, and then I left it on. And when it finally came back down, like an hour later, it just like swiped me. I just look for a new trade. I mean, it balances out. Sometimes like waiting for that long works in my favor. Sometimes it doesn't. And it's just the same thing. There's one time when I waited to the very last candle that I'm going to keep the order alive, and that candle made me win the trade. So but I mean, I feel like I'm going to cancel this pretty soon. It's not coming back up. We're bouncing a little bit. Everyone sees it differently. I mean, you know, you'd be right if I end up losing this because I held on to it. But sometimes I would be right, sometimes you'd be right. Hindsight, yeah. I think we're gonna keep going down. It looks like 10 a.m. 10 a.m. reversal really worked out today. We never went back to the 10 a.m. open. Everybody's a genius. Everybody's a genius in hindsight. We're coming back up here. Kind of scary. I still have about 7 minutes left. It's coming up. Okay, here we go. We're really coming up here. Last minute. Holy crap. This is such a strong candle right now. Alright, I could get tagged in right here. Wow. Did I miss it again? That's crazy. I missed it again. That time I was 3 ticks off. Now I feel like if it comes back up, then it's like... Oh my god, what? Holy, what is going on? All right. All right, I'm flattening. I'm not taking this heat. I was like, you know what? That was close enough to my entry that I'm not gonna be there when this bounces. And I'm about to cancel the order anyway, so let's just cancel it like 2 minutes early. But I was 3 ticks away. I mean, also, I wouldn't be surprised if this trade like even works out, even after this bounce, but it's whatever. I would have been right. Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't come up to your entry, you know? That was some nasty flush. And it's like right after we filled the gap too, you know? Basically done for today. Yeah. After that short, if you went short on that, then yeah, you should be done for the day. And if you caught most of it. All right, this is the last candle that I was going to wait for to cancel the order. So, yeah, I wouldn't have been filled. Which is good. Man, that was gross. I missed it. I missed it twice. You know, one here, one here. Right idea. Yeah. I got great ideas. I'm full of ideas. It's just a matter of panning out. Yeah, it looks like it wasn't anything news wise. I guess it's just normal correction. We are breaking down here to the out of the range. That was Trump saying not extending deadline for ceasefire. Really? It makes sense, but I didn't get any notifications. Maybe it takes a while. All I got was Trump says energy secretary totally wrong on gas prices not dropping to $3 until next year. I mean, this one says Trump claims that Israel never talked to him into launching a war on Iran. And then from an hour ago, Iran positively reviewing U.S. peace talks participation, but no decision yet. Good morning, James. We just hit 11. New hour, new mindset, new setup. Is this the top? Top is like this candle right here. Yeah. Alright, more waiting. It was a good shot. It was a good short right there. Hit my daily loss. Alright, Kevin. I'll see you tomorrow, man. Just walk away. Alright, might break the low here. We'll just keep dumping. Oh, oh. We have all this liquidity, if we're still bearish. Expecting a bounce 117. We'll see, we'll see. We did close back inside, so it's getting interesting. Still wants to dump. Yeah, I mean, I'm open to it. I'm open to anything. All right, let's take a quick bathroom break. Because, like, if we come back down, I'm going to get something. So let's get this out of the way. I'll be right back. Well, look at that. It's coming back down. What's up, Space? The more I test and trade the orb, the more I'm liking it. Not just wins, but clarity in my plan. That's interesting. I'm like open to other strategies that help me pass evals faster. Cause like once I have my funded, I'm like taking it slow and stuff. But like if there's something that's a little bit faster with evals, I'm open to it. My previous strategy required more discretion than I wanted. Yeah. I'm like anti discretion because I know I'm bad at it. And it's kind of freeing to not care about what the market is doing per se, or trying to predict where it's going. Freeing because I also have stats on my side. Yeah. I'll definitely look into that. Discretion doesn't necessarily mean you don't have statistics. Yeah, you can have stats doing discretion. You have ton of resources. I'll just look at some YouTube videos or something. Yeah, I mean, not saying it's impossible, but I'm saying if you do discretion, the consistency of how you apply your strategy can vary. So it'd be harder to take like empirical data or empirical look at your data. I think there's an argument out there like if you have something mechanical that is somewhat profitable, but then you kind of boost that edge with your discretion, I think there's an argument there. All right, we never fell back down, so but I think as long as you do as long as you're doing an audit of your discretion, right? You can't just blindly do something thinking that it is in your best interest. I think if you should do an audit of it at least. Like you can have discretion, but you need to have a way of recording your discretion and seeing in a bigger time frame, is your discretion actually helping you out or actually putting money on the table, like things like that. You need to be able to do analysis like that. But something that I did change my mind on as I'm doing this, that how you feel matters a lot. Because before it's like it was always about who cares about how you feel? You know, you just keep going. But I feel like how you feel affects you a lot on whether or not you're going to stick to that. So I think you got to balance how you feel about a strategy and profitability. So if you have a mechanical strategy, but you sprinkle in some discretion so that you feel better about the losses, or you feel better about not or going break even on some trades, I think in the long run that is the edge that you're looking for, because you're not going to crash out, you know. The discretion for me comes from my TP. Most of my trades are 2 ticks, but sometimes I'll go for 3 to 6 and remove TP if momentum is picking up, or if I fade off of a level. Yeah, I think that's interesting, especially varying your TP sizes. I think that's interesting. The weakest part of any system is the trader, so it's important to find a strategy that makes you feel neutral more often than not. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I wasn't that long, so I was AFK, but I took up most of only had runners. Oh, cool. Good job, man. All right, add. Let me know when you're back. All right, you're back. I was gonna say you're right that I did use discretion, but I allowed myself that because I did it like 2 minutes early. Like if I still had 30 minutes left to keep that order on, I probably would have kept it. But I was like, okay, it's only 2 minutes. I'm gonna cheat a little bit here. But is that something that I'm gonna look back on and be like, good job, or say good job to? Probably not, because I kind of want to stay away from that. I really don't know, because like there will be times when I use discretion and close things out early, and then look back and be like, I missed out on that trade because I canceled it early. So would I rather feel that FOMO, or would I rather feel something like, oh, I kept the trade on and I lost big because I did. So it's like it's really picking your poison, like I always say. There's no perfect answer. You just have to pick what you feel best with. Unless it's automated, I think discretion is used in every strat. Well, I try to be as automated as I can, with human limitations, like the speed at where the speed of my fingers clicking on the buttons. I try to be as automated as possible. Because like you could argue every discretion can be hard coded as well. Like things like, oh, if the candle moves, if the price moves violently, whatever your standard is, you could code that in theory, and be like, hey, if the price moves like violently like this, you should cancel the order. You choosing direction is a big part, no, and you can argue that market tells you to go long and short, but at the end of the day, you're viewing the market under that bias. I mean, when I choose my direction, I let the market choose it for me. I don't have any pre-bias thinking that, oh, we're gonna go short here or we're gonna go long here. Cause like when I went short, here, I wanted to go short every time we dipped below like this, but I didn't because the market wouldn't tell me to go short until over here, and that's when I went short. So there was no discretion used in choosing the direction where I want to go. It was purely off of like, okay, this is what the market's showing me, so I'm going to go short. Even though like in hindsight, you could say, oh, like this looks bullish to me, so why would you go short? Like if you just look at this part of the graph, my discretion would tell me, okay, this is probably a long. So when the price dips, I probably would go long, but then, price did this, so I went short. I used to have a mechanical strategy where I would only fade overnight highs and lows. It would work. It worked consistently for about 2 months, but then volatility changed and my trade started getting stopped. Yeah. I think it's common for a pattern or a correlation. It could work for 2 to 6 months, and then it's gonna just not happen anymore. But when the market has sufficiently moved enough to tell you when to choose is where the discretion is. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, it is. You could be right, and that it is my discretion. It is my choice that the market doing this is enough reason for me to go short. Like that is my decision. Yes. Like if the market gives me this, it is my discretion that I'm going to go short. So yes, I think you're right in that. Because like at any point here, there's no objective fact that says that I need to go short, right? I choose to believe that this means going short. So yeah, that is discretion. Yeah. So discretion help me refine that entry. Yeah. Okay, so if we break it down that if you come up with your own strategy, or if you are able to critically think about your strategy, that is discretion. By definition, yes. Cuz like if you're talking purely mechanical, I don't think there is a strategy out there that's purely mechanical. Unless it's like random buy or sell. I just like less discretion personally and more objective. Yeah, that's how I am. But I guess like if we really break it down, there's nothing that's purely mechanical. Like there is some discretion because you choose to go long or short at certain point. Sure, you're not really basing off of like your feels and emotions, but you seeing a certain market structure and going short or long after that is like a form of discretion, right? Like, do you say when it's a X amount of points I'll choose, or if you told someone your strat, they would enter and exit at the same spot? um, yeah. I think mechanical strategy as we know it is like that. That is a good baseline of like if you told someone your strategy, would they have the same entry and exit? I guess that is the definition. The discretion I use now is pretty much less than my previous strat, and and now I have a way to measure whether or not I use my discretion the right way. Yeah. For me, I have my levels of interest. My discretion is whether or not at the time I enter, or don't enter, or wait to enter. Okay. Drew, but what I'm saying is that you're right. I think that discretion is valid, but I'm saying as long as you practice that discretion, you should have a way to go back and look if your discretion was right or correct or off or could be better, right? Not just purely from whether or not you passed an eval or you took a payout, but for more from like a, I don't know what kind of standard you want to put yourself, but like you should have a way to go back and be like, hey, like I had this thought. Was I right? Was I wrong? Was I off? Could I be better? I think discretion enters where when there are multiple seemingly valid decisions you could make for a specific setup. If the setup is mechanical, there should only be one decision you can make. Yeah. But again, it's like you can also break that down to you choosing to act in a certain way, whether that's going long or short, is your discretion, right? Because there's no one that says, "Oh, you need to go long when you see this," or if you see this, you gotta go short. That is your choice. That is your analysis. So that's a discretion in my opinion. If your discretion is systematic, not just based on feels, you can just measure it. Yeah. So where I enter is not discretion. How or if I enter is where mine comes in. Yeah. If I have a gut feeling or to not enter, that's okay, but not gut feeling for entry. Yeah, I get what you're saying. And I guess, that's the hardest part of trading, right? That's why people like me avoid it because it's also like putting off the blame. Because, like, in a way, if you do a systematic mechanical strategy, it's like you put less blame on yourself, right? It's not your fault per se. It's less of your fault that you lost or missed out on that trade. You can blame the stats. And if that helps you trade better, which I feel like it helps me, because like nothing feels worse for me than to me making a decision based on gut feeling whether or not to enter a trade and then miss out on it. I feel like that triggers me into like, okay, like I need to get in on this right now. So again, it's pick your poison. It depends because orb is mechanical with respect to direction. If the price breaks above the range, then retest it, you go long. But I'm saying your decision to go long is discretion, right? Because like nobody says you can't go short there objectively. But there's so many different. It's not just your entry where discretion slash mechanical comes in. It's like Drew said. It's whether or not to take the trade. You pick discretion or mechanical. Where the entry is can be mechanical or discretion. How you manage your trade itself can be discretion slash mechanical, and how you exit the trade completely can be discretion or mechanical. So four different points, four different decision points where you can have combinations of mechanical and discretion and all that. And some people choose to have everything mechanical, entry, whether or not, or direction, entry, and then trade management and exit. That's like me. I'm like trying to be mechanical about everything. I don't move my stop to break even because like that's discretion. Unless you put a specific instructions on when you move your break even. I feel like if you move your break even on a gut feeling, you feel like it's going to come back down, that's discretion. And I don't do any of that. And maybe that's hurting me, but that's part of the process that I'm going through. Like I want to try out just being mechanical, not trusting my own feeling. So, and if you trade multiple contracts, how do you choose whether 1 or 10 contract size, or is it the same? Is it set the same for every trade? I mean, that's discretion for sure. It's your choice on, and you could choose to have it mechanical, right? 1 contract every trade, or you could some people like Theo here changes up his contract size based on ATR or how he feels the market how he feels the market is going. So that's a little bit of discretion for sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't think we can no one can say. I don't think no one can say that everything that they're doing is all mechanical, right? There's discretion sprinkled throughout everywhere. It just depends where you choose to use discretion. All right. Probably not going to happen. No setup's going to happen here. Tomorrow is Lucid Tuesday, guys. So come back tomorrow to win Lucid accounts. Wait, how many do I have? I need to make sure I have any, because I've been just giving out willy-nilly here. Alright, I should have some for tomorrow. And then Apex Wednesday. Apex sale ends tomorrow. What else is going on? I think that's it. Slowly wind down here. Could have had a pretty good short right there, but didn't tag me in. When we use broad descriptions like cleanly or strong buying, yeah, those are not replicable, because like strong is different for every person. I think, what was I gonna say? Because like there's discretion on ICT as well. If you think about it, what's the word? Like when the price breaks out, what do you call that? I feel like it starts with a C. I can't think of it right now, but what I'm trying to say is that if you look at ICT, there's a concept where the price comes back up in a strong way, and it's like open ended, right? Like, what do you mean by strong? Like, does it mean like this much? Does it mean, if it breaks this wick? So that's open to interpretation. Displacement, yeah. It's like there's no objective way of quantifying what displacement is. Like for someone in hindsight, this could look displacement, but it's not. I feel like it's only valid in hindsight. Because like you can think a candle is displacement and think, oh, this is strong enough for a reversal, and you get into a trade and you lose. And then you show it to some other person and you're like, that's not a displacement candle. That's not strong enough. Things like that. So yeah, I think right about now we all agree that we all use some sort of discretion here and there. It's just like where we choose to use that discretion. Still have my long runner. What does Ankylo look like? Okay, pretty much the same. YM is kind of bullish, more bullish. I got in 11:05. Oh my god, you got in almost at the bottom. Very nice. It's interesting that at the top of every hour we reverse. We got the 10 a.m. reversal, and now we got almost 11 a.m. reversal too. That means we're ranging like crazy. Looks like it, but I was 40 points away from the bottom, yeah. All right, we really slowed down here. So I'ma head out, guys. Wait for entries in the afternoon. Hopefully I don't blow up like last Friday. We'll see. That's why I was saying this orb strat, I'm not crowning it as some type of holy grail. I mean, every strategy will have its day to shine. And, you know, this recent months could be that time when orb is shining. So, yeah. All right, see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure to come back for Lucid Tuesday. Have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.